Good afternoon and welcome back. Welcome to another wonderful winning Wednesday. I am your host, Sabrina Wood. I am a striving mom that helps other women to really learn how to step into their dreams. It's becoming more and more evident working with clients. And I'm so grateful for the people that have allowed me to support them on their journey. And I want to talk more about that with you today. We are on a wonderful winning Wednesday. It's absolutely beautiful here, and I hope you're enjoying the fall season. Temperatures have been lovely here in South Carolina, and I'm hoping that you're having a great day just as I am. So, I want to talk just a little bit with you today, midweek, a little bit of midweek inspiration, financial education. Wanted to talk to you today really about the stock market. I've gotten a lot of questions, and honestly, that's where a lot of my clients tend to want support is around just getting started with the stock market. So, I wanted to share a little bit of my story with you. How did I even walk into that part of my life? And how I found success in that part of my life, and what I do with other people to help them find success as well. So, I want to share with you where I started, first of all, when it comes to the stock market. And mine was kind of haphazard. Uh, it was in a conversation in class. I was working on my master's degree. I do have my MBA, Master's in Business Association, as well as it's a dual degree for business as well as healthcare, because I was in the healthcare field for several years. And in the course, it was statistics course of all things. In my undergrad, I failed it twice before I actually passed the class, and I failed it once again in my master's course. And it was statistics was one of those things that just beat me up every single time until I got into my doctorate degree. And it was the only time I actually passed that course the first time, and actually passed it with an A, surprisingly. I had an amazing instructor. But I did for all classes. It just didn't sink in for a while. But I digress. So when I was in my master's class for statistics, my professor shared with us a story. It was during the time in which the stock market had crashed back in the 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. And we were having trouble, with the economy and so forth, and the prices of homes were dropping. So the state of economy was a little bit weak at that time. And he made the comment of, I don't understand why people aren't making money during this time. And it caught all of us off guard because it felt a little insensitive for people that were losing so much money, that had money in the stock market, and their stocks were tanking. And we didn't understand what he was saying. So that evening, instead of having class per se on the content that we were supposed to be learning for an upcoming test, he gave us a lesson in life which really stuck with me. And he shared with us how to begin to identify healthy stocks no matter what state the market was in. And he said, stop and think about some of the things that are common to you, that you commonly use. What do you use when you're happy, you're sad? And we got on the topic of, okay, what is something that people consume no matter what state of emotion that they're in, that is consistent over the years? And one of the big topics that we had gotten into was the use of alcohol. Now, I'm not telling anyone to go out and drink or become a drinker. If that's not your thing, don't make it your thing. So the point of it was people drink alcohol whether they're happy, whether they're sad, angry, mad, joyful, whatever state it is. It's used around celebration and around frustration. And so we started talking about some of the stocks that he held, and he was saying how they were going up. And one of the stocks he held was for a company that sold alcohol. And he shared with us how the growth had gone forward through a season in which other stocks were just plummeting. And the light bulb actually went off. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you all and just like I'm not going to tell you guys either, to go out and purchase these stocks. But he says, stop and think and look at the trends and understand how a stock moves and determine whether or not it's a right fit for you, and is this the time to purchase, and if it's not. He says every stock has its season. And so it lit a fire under me years ago to go, there may be something to this, that may actually be a legitimate reason to look into the stock market. And so I did. Curiosity got the best of me, and I did. And so I purchased one of the stocks that we had talked about in class. I only purchased a few shares, and the problem was I didn't have an exit strategy. So I was able to purchase the stocks with no problem. And I saw that, there was success with purchasing them. But I didn't know how to exit. How do I make money? What is my end game? I had no end in mind when I started. And so I had no exit strategy, which is what I posted about earlier this week, because a lot of people are able to identify great stocks, but they don't know how to capitalize and really take hold and make the money that you really can when purchasing stocks, because you don't know how to exit. So I talked, a little bit with my professor, and he shared with me a few more tips. But of course, you walk a fine line in not being a broker, to make sure that you're providing information and education versus telling people exactly what stocks to build and buy. So we shared that conversation, and I began to learn and understand, but I still didn't have quite enough knowledge to really capitalize on the situation that was at hand. So I left the stock alone, and I set it and forget it. And that's really how I ended up where I am today. Set it and forget it. And so, long story short, I left the stock alone for a few years. And I didn't even look at it. I barely even checked on it. And the stock more than quadrupled over time. So my little investment became a large return for me. And even though it was a large return, I still got out too early because I didn't understand the trends of the stock market and how to move with it. It was going up, but it hadn't hit its peak. And so, though I did capitalize on that stock, I wish I had held it a little bit longer to make even more and learn that I didn't have to cash it out completely. I could cash out partially. But those were things I didn't know and I didn't understand when I started my journey with the stock market. So it got me to thinking, how do I help other people to really go in with the most wisdom possible? And that's where I created the stock market startup. It's not for those that already have the knowledge about the stock market. It is for people that have been unsure, a little uneasy, but you know that there's an opportunity there. You just haven't figured out how to capitalize on it. And you just need the confidence to get started. And that's what I'm here for. I help people to identify what their interests are. What are those things that you commonly use? I get in conversations with friends now, and little things spark ideas as to which stock I want to purchase next. The other day, I was talking to a friend on the phone, and he needed tires for his truck, and I was like, tires is something that everyone uses. I need to go and see which companies actually have publicly traded stocks to see if there's one that I want to invest in. So it's things like that, just everyday conversation that will begin to spark ideas and help you think about ways that you can use the things that you're already using to continue to make money or have your money make money for you, really. So I wanted to just share that, give you a little bit of encouragement, and to hopefully turn on the light bulb for you to stop and think about the products and services that you're already using and see if you can capitalize on what you already know. It doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be scary. And just know that I'm here for you if that's a service that you would like support with. So I hope you are having a great week. I hope that little tidbit helps and piques your curiosity to learn more and educate yourself. Go and read, go and understand, and use those tools that are out there. And if you want suggestions or help, feel free to send me a message and I'll definitely respond to you and encourage you to continue on your journey of not just getting out of debt, because of course some people are in debt and that is an immediate goal to just get that pressure relief, but to begin thinking long term of how you can build wealth, not just for yourself, but generationally. So I encourage you today to just take a pause and think about the things around you that you're already using and how those things can begin to produce money for you. So I hope that was helpful. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all the referrals. Just for all of it, just being here and being supportive and encouraging. And I hope that I'm doing the same for you. So, as always, if you keep listening, I'll keep talking, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great week and a wonderful Winning Wednesday.